Super exciting news. So yesterday my Paradise came in, so I have 3 generations of the Tamagotchi, so I can talk about each of those and what it looks like getting each of them right now. And then I also have 2 of kind of the offshoot lines right now. The technical oldest ones that I have right now are these picks. I've mainly played with the pink one. I had this one in the package up until semi recently, and then I just have a little case over the top of it because this one has a lanyard and this one doesn't. But the picks, one second, let me make this one stop. The Pic's main draw is, of course, the camera on the back, but that sounds a lot more exciting than it really is. I think this also came in blue and green, but don't quote me on that. But I have the pink and the purple, and they all have different little shapes. So like this one's stars and this one's flowers. But you think the camera would be like a lot better than it is. Really, all it's for is to like scan colors to make things. And so this one really focuses on like the crafting aspect. So a lot of the clothes that you're wearing, you craft them. I think you craft all your furniture in this one. I don't think you have a store. Or if there is, there's like very limited items. Yeah, so you like craft everything, or you can, there's a few little download codes. So for this one, there's like QR codes. You can do visits with other people through the QR codes, things like that. So these are like the oldest ones I have. Like I said, the camera doesn't take like good pictures, and it like barely honestly scans colors. For me, I have an entire picture on in my phone, and then I'll turn up my brightness on my phone, and then it'll scan it really, really well. But it uses that functionality for, like I said, the QR codes, for like different colors make different foods, different colors make different paint, things like that. Sorry. Out of the big 3 that I'm about ready to show you, the Pix is the easiest to get a hold of right now. I have seen them even on the Zon for around $70. I think they were like 40 or 50 new, so it's a little bit of a jump. I don't think they produce them anymore. But the next in the lineup was the Uni, and I don't have mine with the setup that it came with, but the big idea with the Uni is it was supposed to be like a smartwatch, and so it came with the smartwatch band, but it was comically gigantic on my wrists, and it really just, I don't know, it has like games where you can take it walking and you can collect supplies and things like that, but like, I don't know, it's never really been a function that I use. What is really fun, you can see mine kind of has all of these little angel, it's pooped, oops, but it has all these cute little angel things you can buy and download different festivals. So if you get bored of all of the items and all the games and stuff that there is to do on the Uni, you can buy other ones, and you can download all of them and then just switch between the festivals. They call it the Tomaverse, and basically it's, I don't know, like a play on the metaverse. You put like a VR helmet on and you can go and you can shop for like fashions and play games and things like that, and that's like all of their online capabilities. They talk about like the online capabilities on this one like it's super like well connected, but really it like, I don't know, it's less internet connectable than they make it sound, if that makes sense. I don't have a second one to this, so I don't know how they pair up. But yeah, I like this. I would get another one. These ones are so hard to get a hold of right now. But look up if you have some type of Bandai store near you. I know California has one. But there's a few more scattered around, or they sometimes are at like anime conventions and they will have booths filled with Tamagotchis. And a lot of those booths and things I've seen have some of the Tamagotchi unis. But other than that, I think it's just because the new one just came out, so everybody rushed and purchased these. So there's a couple of colors of this one, then they also came out with the Monster Carnival and the Sanrio Carnival and the Angel one. And all of that is the regular, this same exact plain uni with one of those packs that you can pay extra for added on there. So you can technically have all of those in one. So it's kind of up to you what shell casing you want, but they're hard to get a hold of right now. And like, especially like the Sanrio one goes for like $300 right now, which is ridiculous. But of course it's like, again, but it's like, of course, a lot of this is going through like not Bandai. I'm sure if you found one of their booths, it would be the like the retail price, which I don't know what it is right now. Oh my gosh. It's the morning, and so they all start beeping. Okay, so that's the Uni and the Pix. I really, really like the Uni the most out of the 2 of them. I really like the festival capability. The fashions are better. I've heard some people complain a little bit about the fashion, so it kind of just depends on like what you're into. So I don't know if like you're a simmer or like a neopian, but a lot of people have the same complaints about this device as they do of some of the modern iterations of those particular sites and companies. And it is way different. So you can get fashion that like can completely change the look of like your Tamagotchi. Like we have definitely well ventured beyond where we've started, and I'll kind of return back with some of the offshoot ones that have come out, or like Neopets before and after like the Neopets mall. Like things like the creatures get a little bit different, the art gets different, things get a little bit I struggle to say this word, but like anthropomorphized, you know what I mean? Like they become more human-like. I don't know. It's a complaint I've seen with this one. We'll talk about the brand new one last, and then later today I'm going to film an entire video talking just about this as well. But I'm going to swing around to one of the side products, and these are the ones that have been going off because, okay, so this one, anyway, these are the Tamagotchi Connects. And so this one's a baby, and when they're like the first day of being a baby, they have the old one there, but for some reason this one fell asleep and pooped, and so I guess I'll just turn off the lights. But these are the Tamagotchi connections. This is the Connect 3. I was introduced on the first round of the Connects as a child. This was like more or less my first Tamagotchi, and they've returned these in multiple different shell colors. And the Connects, as a kid they called it like infrared. I don't know what it is, but you basically, there's a little function in the thing, and they're super easy to, well, connect. Again, they don't have a backlit screen, but there's games and there's a lot to do on these little devices. It's a lot harder. In some ways these are harder, in some ways these are easier. Like they're easier everyday maintenance, but they're harder because the money cap on it is so low, and I feel like some things get so expensive, and so I don't know. And some of the things, like you'll buy a bow, they don't like keep the bow on, they play with the bow. Does that make sense? And so these are like, you know, like Tamagotchis of another time, I guess. And I don't know, my kiddo has this and doesn't have like nostalgia for the original ones and really likes it, but I would say typically if you don't have like nostalgia for the OGs, I maybe get one of the newer ones. But if you're craving like just simplicity, like these are fantastic. One downside about these bad boys is, so the other two have sitter options, this one doesn't, so you have to be there to care for it, like I don't know, at least every 3 hours if you're busy. But the uni and the Pix, it's like from 7 till 5 or 6 that you can leave them at the Tamagotchi babysitter, and then you don't have to take care of them all day. So if you're like you're busy or don't have the time, like that might be better for you guys. But a lot of people use a trick where you go through and you go on the clock time change, and you can just leave it like you're changing the clock, and it pauses everything. So if you had to, you could do that as well. But I wanted to show this too. So this is the Tamagotchi Angel, which this is the re-release Generation 3, but it's in the original Tamagotchi shell. So there is Tamagotchis that don't have this connect portion, and they're just the original Tamagotchis, and they're going to be the smaller size, but have some of these similar capabilities, minus like the infrared, things like that. I also can show you, I have one of the Nanos that's the Sanrio, and I also have one of the Nanos that is BTS. Those ones are really simplistic. Like the BTS one, I think you just like fed it things and like played music games. Like there was no challenge or anything to it. So if you're looking for something like that, maybe a Nano, they have so many types of Nanos, like Baby Yoda, anything you can think of. I think they just came out with Snoopy. This is the Angel. They also, like I said, have a monster I've talked about, but it's pretty much what it says. It has more simplistic games. You basically feed them and try to earn good deeds. I'm still learning this one. This one's still brand new to me too. But this is one of their new shells. I think it's just the pink angel party. It's super cute and has gold glitter. And this is the Tamagotchi Paradise. Now let me see. You can zoom in at this little knob. So that's my little baby one. And then you can zoom in, and this is kind of how you see how they're doing. So you can see all their bars, and it looks very similar to the uni. Zoom out. There's different modes and things you can do here. Yeah, as it keeps going, there's different things on each level. And so this one, genetics, is a really big component and a really big sell point to this device. It's also huge. This is my Pix in a case, and this is the Paradise. I'm still exploring this one. I'm going to do a full breakdown of it soon, but there's like a bunch of different combinations that you can make. And the only big downside I can see is I can see like this going out, and then the screen protectors they have to buy don't match the other ones. You have to buy kind of odd screen protectors. And they have a sharing capability function, kind of like the Japanese smart Tamagotchis. So honestly, they all have good points, and it depends on what you're looking for.